Hi guys, we're continuing our delve into vertebrates. Last chapter was the ectothermic vertebrates, and in this chapter, chapter 19, we're going to be studying the endothermic vertebrates. These are the warm-blooded vertebrates, and just like with the previous chapters, there are going to be some review questions. Please answer them and get them to me by the next class. All right. So before we begin, as you can see in the background, there's a picture of an ectothermic vertebrate. This is my favorite animal personally. This is the duck-billed platypus, and it is found only in Australia. And it is an unusual animal in both appearance and behavior. It is one of the only two mammals that can lay eggs, and we'll get into that a little more in this chapter. So we're going to go and continue. Okay. So here are the key terms. In addition to mammals, we'll be talking about birds, since they are also warm-blooded vertebrates, endothermic vertebrates. So they fall into the same category. All right, so birds. All right, so all birds and mammals, with the exception of the naked mole rat, are endothermic. The naked mole rat is unique. It is the only mammal that is an ectothermic. And it looks weird. Okay, if you look at, there's a little bit about it at the beginning of the chapter. It looks weird, but it's actually quite valuable for study. It has the ability to survive on little oxygen. It fights the effect of aging, and it can ward off cancer. And so they're studying it to look at its genomes and its cellular makeup to find out why this is the case. So who knows what they'll discover from it. All right, so endothermic vertebrates have complex internal regulation systems that allow them to maintain homeostasis and an internal body temperature that's pretty steady. It doesn't rely on the environment to regulate its body temperature. They often need to eat a lot of food as a result, because then they get that energy from the food to help with their cellular processes, including maintaining their internal body temperature. So we're going to start off by talking about birds, okay? And out of all the features that birds have, the one that is unique to birds only are feathers, okay? It may seem simple, but that's it, okay? Birds have feathers. Other animals do not have feathers, okay? They also have two legs, okay? Two legs that are actually legs. But if you want to go and how many limbs they have 4 limbs that include the wings. Okay, so these would be the wings, the arm area, and then they would have 2 walking legs. There are more than 30 different orders. Okay, some of the groups that we're going to be discussing are the raptors. Okay, and these are the hawks and the eagles, and they're classified by having hooked beaks and strong grasping talons. They are carnivores. Shorebirds, these are like sandpipers. They live near the water, but they rarely swim. So sandpipers would be a good example. They build their nest there. They hang out on the beaches, but they don't swim in the water. Seabirds would be like gulls. And these guys spend much of their time at the ocean. They nest on the land, fly over the beach, and the water. A few of them spend much of their lives flying over the ocean or riding its waves. Okay, and that would be like the albatross. Wading birds, like egrets. These guys have sharp bills for spearing fish. Some have their beaks are designed to help filter things, but they also have long legs for wading. They're like little stilts, like flamingos and stuff. Flightless birds would be like your ostrich and your emus and rheas. And these guys, they are unique because many of them don't have a keel, which is a structure on the breastbone. If you've ever seen a whole chicken, you see it kind of looks almost curved and it's flat, so it's like a blade, and that just allows for more attachment of the flight muscles. Hummingbirds are hummingbirds. They're small and they have very, very, very fast flapping their wings, and they feed on nectar. They can hover. They're unique, and they're pretty much the only bird that can fly backwards. Waterfowl have webbed feet, and these guys like to swim. All right, you also have game birds like grouses, quail, and doves. And these are commonly hunted for food and, sport. And then there's the perching birds that include the songbirds. Okay. They're usually brightly colored, like cardinals and blue jays and robins. Okay. So those are the different types of birds that are there. All right. Remember how I said earlier that flying was both a learned behavior. Well, learning to fly had to be learned, but birds are born with the ability to fly. Okay, and the reason why is because of their structure. Their bones are hollow, kind of like webbing. Okay, but it's also lightweight and strong. Okay, and again, they also have that keel on their breastbone, and it's kind of like a large flat structure that allows for more muscle tissue. This is for like the flight muscles for the wings. Flight is it requires lift and thrust to carry them upward and forward. They have two types of feathers: contour feathers. Contour feathers are the smoother, more decorative feathers that are usually waterproof. And then you have the down feathers on the underside that are insulating. Those are the fluffy feathers that you'll see in some pillows and stuff off the chicks. That keeps them nice and warm. Okay. There are 4 types of wings that birds have, and that they are the different types of wings will determine how they fly. High lift wings. These are ones that you see on eagles, like a bald eagle. They provide a lot of lift even at low speed, so they're very powerful. High speed or soaring wings are long and thin. Okay, and again, it's kind of like it lets them soar above things. A good example of a bird that has these is called a frigate bird. So they can stay hovering with minimal flapping, which would require energy. High-speed wings, these would be on your a white-throated needletail, and also could be for other birds. They generate little drag in the air, so less wind resistance. And then you have the elliptical wings, and they're short and wide to provide for quick takeoffs. Okay.